Hey guys, I gotta ask you something real quick. Are you paying way too much for your wireless bills? I know certain people who will pay 40, 50, even 80, $100 a month on wireless bills. Well, we've partnered with Mint Mobile to help give you a better opportunity. Some of you may know Mint Mobile from the Ryan Reynolds commercials, who is actually a part owner of the company. But Mint Mobile is as legit as it gets with offering premium wireless plans for only $15 a month, guys. And you don't have to sacrifice coverage or any other speed or data plans that you have. Mint Mobile is built on the largest 5G network, so it helps keep costs low and it sells directly to you online rather than having to go through salespeople and going into these big companies and trying to smooth talk deals. So the question is really simple, guys. Why are you paying so much when you could get the same thing, same coverage on the same network for a lot less? All Mint Mobile plans include unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning fast 5G and free mobile hotspots. They even have premium family plans for you as well. And guys, the great thing is it only takes 15 minutes to switch to Mint Mobile. Believe me, I have myself done it. I've even helped my girlfriend get involved in it. It is very simple and very easy to get started. You can actually even get a special limited time offer where you get an unlimited plan, which is normally only $30 a month for just $15 a month. That price is already pretty low, but it's basically cutting the price in half if you sign up right now. If you guys are interested in seeing what Mint Mobile can do for you, be sure to use our link, trymintmobile.com/bringthejuice. And like I said, guys, get half off on a premium plan for you when you sign up. Stop paying so much for your family plan now or your regular wireless bill and switch to Mint Mobile. Believe me, you're going to enjoy it. What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, wanted to talk about this video again because I know it feels like we repeat this video a little bit, but as more information comes out and as Cody and I see this more, we're wanting to have to talk about it more because it's a relative thing. So, wanted to kind of talk about what we've been seeing from Anthony Richardson over the last few weeks. We kind of gave our opinion, I think at the beginning of camp, if not right before it, on whether or not Anthony Richardson should be the starter come week 1 for the NFL season. That argument is going to come up here later on. So, first couple things, guys, is, of course, this does not mean that Anthony Richardson is, perfect yet. Of course, there's a lot more time that needs to be put in. And we still haven't even seen Anthony Richardson play a full game yet. Not even real game action yet. So it's going to be a little bit before we can definitively say we know Anthony Richardson is for sure going to be a thing. But it is important that we look at just kind of the progression of Anthony Richardson over the last several weeks. So the first couple days of practice, obviously we saw him playing 50-50 with it, having difficulty at times, and other times these crazy plays that just wow you, right? But this last week at practice, I think really helped to kind of personify what Anthony Richardson is now. He had a practice, I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday midweek, had a really bad one. It wasn't a really great practice for him, and Gardner Minshew had a pretty good one. So, it had a lot of people wondering just how good Anthony Richardson was at this point, right? Well, then we saw the last couple of practices. It's amazing because I can tell you guys that Anthony Richardson in the 7-on-7 and 11-on-11 action, albeit between second team reps, first team reps, all that be it, Anthony Richardson had just as many touchdowns as he did incompletions. Like, that's the point where we're at right now. Like, he has thrown about 30 passes in the span of time there and has only had 4 incompletions during that frame. And not only is he throwing the ball with consistency over those few periods, he's also running the football very efficiently too. I think a lot of people were thinking that Richardson would be a panic runner where he just takes off at any given time and you don't know when it's going to happen. But from all accounts, from what I'm seeing from Anthony Richardson, that is not the case. They're designing runs for him, and only on occasion when the play breaks down does Anthony Richardson actually do anything. So that's a good sign that he's comfortable within himself. And the other thing that I was talking about yesterday, and my guy Drake from the Horseshoe Huddle will tell you the same thing. He looks really good in the pocket, guys. Like, he actually has a really good feel for pressure inside the pocket. He moves very well within it. And I'm very impressed for a guy that is so young and raw still to be able to do that with that kind of consistency. It's really impressive that he's able to avoid pressure and move throughout the pocket the way that he does. And that's albeit the very important aspect of this. And you see clips of Richardson and Minshew throwing during warmups, when they're doing the QB individual stuff. Like, it's incredible to see the difference in velocity in these quarterbacks. I could pull up the video if I had it, but there's a video of Gardner Minshew and Richardson making throws, and Gardner's, yes, was 5 yards deeper or so, but the ball, for Richardson, the ball almost looks like it has no angle. Like, it almost has no arch to it. It just goes in a streamline to wherever it is. But Gardner has to put a little more oomph on his throws and has to get a little more arch on his to get the ball where he's going. Now, albeit, again, I have loved what I've seen from Gardner. Gardner's had some good throws. He has had some plays where he has showed great poise, great accuracy, and him and Anthony Richardson are hyping each other up. And it's fantastic to see. I think that one of the ultimate big key ingredients of this entire thing is, again, the big playability you get with Anthony Richardson. I've seen it in practice. I don't even have to see it in the game yet to know it'll happen at some point. Anthony Richardson, even in vanilla play calling times, and I'm sure as we get into preseason, again, we'll talk about it. I mean, Steichen's not going to throw everything he's got out there for Anthony Richardson or Gardner Minshew. They're going to run a lot of vanilla stuff at the beginning to not tip their hand to other teams of what they're doing, right? But I've already seen just what Richardson provides you from the big play perspective outweighs anything Gardner Minshew gives you. And this goes back to the argument at hand. Who deserves to be the quarterback week 1? And, of course, we're going to see in the preseason games as well who deserves it then, right? Because Gardner's going to have his time. Richardson's going to play some snaps. And it'll be interesting to see how Richardson does against real opponents who are actually trying to physically tackle him and disrupt him and do all these things, right? It will be interesting to see how Anthony Richardson handles that kind of pressure. That's going to give us the ultimatum. That's going to be the icing on the cake. Is he going to be ready to, take another step? That's going to be the big thing. But I know Dustin Adams was talking to me at practice the other day, and we were discussing it. I mean, he was talking about how, like, when it comes to Richardson and Minshew, very few throws from Minshew make it past the 25, 30-yard mark. He doesn't throw a lot of them, albeit it's practice. It's only been a couple weeks, but there's not a ton of the big throws that expand the field anymore. Not saying he had the same issue as Matt Ryan. He clearly can throw the ball 30 plus yards. I'm not worried about that, but maybe it's a tendency thing. Maybe it's a tendency thing for Gardner to not want to throw the football that deep all the time. But Richardson, the amount of throws that guy makes 30 plus yards down the field to wide receivers and get them open and score, it's been remarkable. Alec Pierce has been one of those. Alec Pierce has had at least 3 touchdowns this year, or in practice in the first 2 weeks, that he has had a catch of over 40 yards from Anthony Richardson, and it would be a touchdown. Like, that's the kind of thing that this offense really needs from Anthony Richardson to devise an offensive system to exploit defenses. And we're even seeing in the red zone drills just in practice the other day that he looked really solid. He looked really good. He looked like he knew what he was doing and looked like he had complete control of the situation at hand. And Ryan Kelly and Michael Pittman and all these other guys have said that he has been that way from the very beginning. And he's gotten a grip on it. And if you want to have an offense built around a guy that can score in so many different ways, Richardson's the way to go. And on top of it, the runs that he has had where he's been doing it, I understand that the defense isn't allowed to hit him. Clearly, that can impact things. But you look at Anthony Richardson and the way that he's running almost safely. He's running safely so that he doesn't hurt himself in the process of practicing right now. So he's not even running at 100%. He's running more at like 80%. He's running at like 80%. He's obviously going quick. He's trying to make plays, but he's not giving everything that he has on those runs to be able to, make bigger plays. Because he's obviously trying to just do what he has to do and then move on to the next practice rep and do more. But that's what's impressive, is that he's not even doing 100% of what makes him such a unique player, and he's still making big plays. These runs that, any other time, it's a big play waiting to happen. So truly awesome to see Anthony Richardson continuing to build momentum as time goes along here. Like I said, there's a lot more time that's going to be happening. He still hasn't played the preseason game yet. Obviously, he's going to have a couple of those coming up here within the next month. Football is back in a month's time today. So hopefully we get to see Richardson continuing to improve. That's the big one. He's been taking a lot of first-team reps. He's been taking advantage of them. Let's hope he continues it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on Richardson's improvement. And as always, guys, go Colts.